Hello, I am your host, Tristan.
I'm your co-host, Jordan.
And we just watched, well, not just watched, we watched it last night. Or this morning, or whatever it was. I can't remember what day it is. But we just watched the final episode of the season 2 of The Mandalorian. And, yeah, it was everything I wanted. I wanted to see more Boba Fett in it, not gonna lie.
So did I.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, and just a reminder to everybody, because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. The idea of this show is to watch the episode and then watch, or listen to this podcast. So, and I'm sure that other people like hearing spoilers. If you're one of those people, I don't entirely understand you, but you're welcome here anyway. But yeah, see, if we did have more Boba Fett and he landed and did his thing, how would he react to Luke?
That's true. For a second there, I thought that he was on the ship when Luke showed up. I thought he was, but he wasn't.
Yeah, he just took off. He just dipped.
Yeah, he dropped his kids off at school and dipped. Oh man.
If you call shooting at your kids as they arrive in a totally different vehicle and crash into school, yeah, they definitely dropped off his kids. Sure.
Oh man. Yeah, I would have loved to see them either brawl it out, or I don't know, maybe Boba would have been like, hey man, I was being paid by Darth Vader and the Empire, so those were years ago,
right?
So we should be good now. I don't know, I really don't know what would have happened. They probably most likely would have brawled out. Of course, Luke, being the master that he was at that time, probably would have just fucking crushed his helmet.
Right, yeah. Oh man, I didn't know how they were getting, dude. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. They hijacked with the doctor, the shuttle that had the doctor in it, and then they got the whole crew together. Oh wait, did they get the whole crew together the previous episode, or
No.
when did they get the whole crew together? Oh no, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they
No, good.
They went and got Bo-Katan before any of that. Right?
But that was the same episode though.
Yeah. Then what happened first? Because I feel like it opened up with them getting the shuttle.
What happened first was in the beginning of the episode. Yeah, they
got the shuttle, and then they went to. Then they went to get Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
So,
but prior to that, 2 episodes ago, he met up with Boba. The child was taken.
Oh, of course.
Grogu. I gotta stop saying that. Grogu was taken, and then he was with that one chick that was with Boba, which I really don't remember, because she wasn't that important to me. Of course, she was in season 1, so she was a little bit important, but
right.
I didn't really care about her too much. And then the next episode, she got the shock trooper, the ex-shock trooper. I don't remember her name either.
I really don't. Yeah, we're so bad at remembering names.
It's our signature. Anyways, and then the third episode.
It's not a good signature. It's like a really
it's not a good signature.
it's like a signature that's in print that you don't know cursive.
Oh, that's me. Anyways,
I don't know cursive either, bro. Listen, whenever I sign on things, I write a giant T, scribble, a giant K, and scribble more.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so funny. But then the last episode, they got Bo-Katan and everybody, and literally a group of Mandalorians and a shock trooper and whatever that one chick was. I guess a hired mercenary, or maybe not even, because she was with Boba, so I don't think he was paying her.
I mean,
I don't know why she was with him.
Well, that's because he saved her life.
That's true.
Yeah, because she's her whole stomach is replaced with machinery and stuff.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. What happened to her in season 1? I can't
remember. I think she got shot. I think they left her for dead. Actually, I remember that Mando kind of just left her to bleed out or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but what about that other dude? That other dude had a role in it too. I think it might have been him that killed her. I don't know.
What are you talking about? Oh, the other dude that was with Mando?
Yeah, and then he got shot.
Oh yeah, I don't remember him.
I remember he had Grogu, and he was gonna shoot him, and then Mando just like sniped him.
Take the shot.
Oh man. Can we talk about that one moment where where Boba, Mando, and the three Bo-Katan and her group were together, and literally that one chick, Bo-Katan and Boba were talking. They weren't gonna go with Mando and them because I don't know, for whatever reason they weren't gonna help, because I guess she said Moff Gideon was impossible to kill or something.
Impossible
They just
to find.
felt defeated. Yeah, they felt defeated. So then Boba was like, "Come on, we don't need them." And then she said, "What did she say exactly?" She said that you are a disgrace to that armor, and he said, "This was my father's armor." He said, "You're not a Mandalorian," I think is what she said at the beginning.
No, she said you mean your donor. I was like, oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
she
said,
knows.
Yeah, that's right. We were contemplating whether that they knew, and I was like, "How does he know her, and how does she know him?" And then she was like, "You're nothing but a clone," and I was like, "Okay."
So I mean, it
what
would
was
make
that
sense. He does have a distinct voice, and like I know it's not the same voice from like the clones, but like in that universe, it would all be the same voice. You know?
Yeah, she said, "I've heard your voice 1,000 times," and I said, "That's pretty cool." And she said, "Well, it's gonna be the last." He said, "It's gonna be the last voice you hear." Oh my gosh, that was cool.
That was great. I will have to say, I didn't understand. Listen, I don't know physics, I don't know chemistry or whatever science is as applicable here. But like when there was a short little like bar fight that happened between the one chick and Boba, and there was a point where they were throwing their flames at each other, like their wrist flames.
Yes.
And it was just kind of like for the Dragon Ball Z fans out there, what it looked like was like the Kamehameha colliding with the Gallic gun. That's what it looked like. Am I wrong in that? It was just
you're not wrong at all. I don't understand how it works either, because I don't think that's a possible thing. I think it would just shoot up in the air or like on the ground or something.
Right. I just don't.
This isn't Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
Zuko.
It was a little weird, but it was still cool. It was all right.
It was still very cool. They were close too. They were like 5 feet apart when they did that. And
yeah,
I was like, "Oh, dude! If one of them moves like 1 inch to the left or the right, they're both fried."
Oh man,
it was
a good fight.
Like, dude, it was great.
Going forward, they had a whole like plan on what they were doing.
The plan was great.
The plan was great, except there was one little issue: was the Death Troopers. One of them actually got out. Because like everything like went according to plan, they were going down some kind of thing. What was it? It was a shock trooper, the mercenary, and Bo-Katan and whoever else was with her, the other Mandalorian. And you said that they referenced Season 7 of the Clone Wars in there, Jordan. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah. What did I say?
I wanted to give you the spotlight. So what happened was they took out people on the bridge, and then they went further into the bridge, and then more stormtroopers arrived like behind them. But before all that happened, the two Mandalorians that have jetpacks, and one of them is Bo-Katan, were kind of like hiding underneath the bridge. So once the stormtroopers came in, it looked like they were about to surrender, and all of a sudden the two Mandalorians showed up on either side of the bridge and started firing on all of them. That was kind of, Jordan said that might have been a reference to the final arc of Season 7 of the Clone Wars, where a similar thing happened. It was a final arc. It took me a second, but I was like, yeah, that happened in the final arc. It was like in the opening where what's the word? Obi-Wan. What squad was with Obi-Wan? There's
501st.
No, that's Anakin's.
Of the 501st and Cody's.
Well, Cody's Legion, whatever it is. Obi-Wan and Cody were pinned down with their troops, and then Anakin showed up and said, "Hey, I'm going to surrender." And then the 501st was actually hiding underneath the bridge that entire time. So
he technically committed a war crime. I think that's what you told me.
Yeah, he did. It's fake surrendering. I believe that's a war crime both in today's world and in the Star Wars universe. But, you know, whatever wins the war, really.
Who's gonna, like, arrest you for taking back, like, a freaking city? You know what I mean? Or a planet, nonetheless. You know what I mean? I guess if it's, like, really that important to, you know...
I never got the idea of war crimes. Wars were... People were killing each other, like...
I guess it's like a way of life. Like, if you're out in battle and you kill someone and you scalp them, like, that could be considered a war crime. You're like, man, that's not what we're about, you know? Or, like, not pickpocketing the dead of the enemies that you killed.
Right.
Which, I think I have a friend
and not firing on civilians and...
Yeah, obviously, that, too. I think I have a friend whose dad was, or granddad was in the war. It was like either his grandfather or his great-grandfather, I don't remember, was in some kind of war, or World War II, I really don't remember, like I said, and they pickpocketed some watch, or maybe it just fell out, and then he grabbed it and passed it down on to my friend, which, I don't know, I think he said something weird about it, that, like, he shouldn't have done that, but I don't know. I think it's a war crime. I don't know. Or maybe it's just something weird to do.
Either way, you know, it was still a good moment. Mando was supposed to sneak in, like, you know, basically he wasn't supposed to be detected at all. And why did the Dark Troopers take so long to boot up?
Because they exert too much energy when they're constantly on standby, and I guess they would overheat. So they had, like, cryostasis, like, going throughout this whole system. Otherwise, throughout the whole body, I think that's what they said of the droid, and I think they said if, you know, because I remember the doctor had also said that during the beginning when they were, because they captured the doctor in the beginning of the episode, and apparently he was a clone doctor. Now remember that for later.
Yeah.
So he had said that, you know, they're going to be put on, like, cryogenic stasis until they're booted up, because they used to have people in them, but that was always the downfall. So then they took the people out and just put, like, a whole CPU
Iron Man 2
in them. Yeah, Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. That's basically what it is Iron Man 2. I said that really throughout like the entire episode. Like, dude, this is literally Iron Man 2.
Oh, man. So good.
It was great.
Creepy, not gonna lie.
And I couldn't figure out if they were made of Beskar, but considering that one scene at the end, I figured they're probably not.
Right.
Because, like, well, like, you have to compare that to Ahsoka's sabers. Ahsoka's sabers didn't go through Beskar either, so, you know, it's only safe to assume that, you know, the other one couldn't go through Beskar as well. But either way, they were still made of tough metal. And honestly, bro, Mando's nose must have been broken. Because, like, once he tried to, like, close the doors, one of them got through. And he just kept punching him in the face. I don't care what kind of helmet you got on. If you're taking that many hits to the face by that type of robot, bro, your nose is broken. It's done.
Dude.
You can't smell nothing no more.
I was so fearful because his head never cracked. His helmet never cracked, and I thought it was. And I was going to be so upset. But literally his head just phased, like, into, or molded into the freaking wall and started denting the wall. And it's like, okay, I won't break, but I'll break this wall.
I mean, what makes sense, because, like, Beskar is, like, one of the strongest metals that exist.
Right. But
so dude, it's got to be...
I don't know. It's so crazy how strong it is, though, because that helmet's not that thick. It's pretty thick, but it's not 100% thick, you know what I mean? What's Boba's armor made out of? Do we know?
I don't know.
Because stuff be reflecting off of his armor, too.
It might be Beskar as well, to be honest.
But here's the question. Here's my question.
If you talk about the decapitation, that was probably a...
No.
Okay.
No, not that. In the unfinished arc that we should have gotten between Boba and Cad Bane, they showed what we should have gotten, and it was actually from their files and what they didn't put into, you know, the show. They just kind of kept it, and they showed it to the public. So what happened was Cad Bane and Boba were at a standoff, like a Mexican standoff, and they both pulled their blasters out, shot Boba in the head, in the helmet, and it dented it, and he killed Cad Bane. Um, so I don't think his armor is Beskar because it has a big dent, and it still has a dent to this day. Um, so I really don't think it's Beskar. But it's still pretty powerful because stuff is reflecting off of his armor.
Right.
I think Bo-Katan and her group might have, because they're actually like from Mandalorian and everything, so I think they might actually have Beskar.
Probably. I mean, I think the shots that were fired at Bo-Katan was reflected as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on to
yeah.
the Dark Saber real quick. Right? People were pointing out something, and I just wanted to address it real quick. And Jordan, this does contain a spoiler for Rebels. Are you okay with like me saying it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was one point where Sabine Wren actually had the Dark Saber, and she actually passed it on to Bo-Katan instead.
Oh, I didn't know she passed it on to her.
Yes. Now, what people were pointing out was the fact that Bo-Katan couldn't take it then, but then couldn't take it, in this final episode without having a fight. Now, here's my explanation for that. Was Bo-Katan had it, and, she didn't follow the tradition of, fighting for it. And she took it, and, it's just, it is what it is. She declares herself the ruler of Mandalore. Then, at some point, Moff Gideon or someone else comes in, beats her in some kind of battle, and then takes the Dark Saber. Now, what was going through her head was that she never deserved the Dark Saber in the first place if she could not win battle to get it. So, of course, she's not going to go do that a second time when she needs to prove herself worthy of getting the Dark Saber.
Right. Maybe because this guy actually poses a good battle.
Exactly. So that's why... that's my explanation for that, because I don't want them making mistakes like that, So, yeah, that's my explanation of why she took it in Rebels and why she didn't take it in here. It's a simple character development type of thing. But anyway,
that's very interesting.
What do you think they were trying to do with Grogu and all that? Were they trying to make clones?
Dude, when Moff Gideon literally said, "All I wanted was his blood,"
right?
And I saw this meme on Instagram. Of course, I've been dodging spoilers all the time since yesterday, before all day at work yesterday, until I saw the episode. The one now I can look at the memes and they're very funny. One was that scene from Infinity War where Iron Man's beating up Thanos and he says all that for a drop of blood. And then it was like when Moff Gideon tells you why he's been trying to capture Grogu all this time. It's like all that just to study some blood. Dude, I think that's probably it, but I think they might be trying to make me, because he's a doctor, and he specializes in cloning, they said. So maybe they might be trying to make another whatever species Grogu is and Yoda is. Maybe. I don't see how that could really 100% pertain to Sidious, because I know we had a theory that it was, or maybe more or less you and I agreed with you, that it would pertain to cloning Sidious. But my thing is, I feel like they've been trying to do that, and I don't see how this would help them, other than that doctor, helping them. I don't see how this would help. I think they might be trying to maybe make another species of whatever Yoda is. I don't know.
Maybe they're probably just trying to make... See, like I said, they're trying to do one of two things. Either make a clone for Sidious or make a Force-sensitive clone army.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it seems like their plans were foiled anyway. But at the same time, there could be other remnants of the Empire trying to, like, probably took the data and probably still trying to make, you know, clones.
Right. I was about to say, like, he didn't say whether or not had the blood on him or the sample. He could have already shipped it to someone else.
Any information he got from it could have been uploaded to some kind of Imperial cloud, you know?
Right.
So,
there's a whole bunch of possibilities.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of possibilities. We might see more of that in the season 3, because season 3 was confirmed. It looks like they're going to get back to Mandalore. Hopefully.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, because Bo-Katan was like, listen, not all of us are bounty hunters. Some of us have a higher purpose in life. And she was saying, when we're done with this, y'all want to go to Mandalore and, like, take that over? And, they kind of didn't answer. He was just kind of like dead set on just getting the child back, which is understandable. But now that, his quest is done, he has time to focus on other things.
Else. Yeah. Let's talk about that end credit scene after. When we're done. Right. Yeah. I want to get to that last. Because I want to get to that whole scene where they were trying to punch through the door.
Oh yeah. Can I?
You saw them stop. Yeah, go ahead.
So what I was saying was I told you that he was contacting some kind of Jedi or something.
I was like, yeah, dude, there's something weird about him right now.
Yeah, because it was already said, like, in the past, Moff Gideon in episode 6 kind of said something like, oh, you could do all that, but that tires you out by a lot. So you saw that he was being weird, he was getting all tired, and you didn't really see anything moving around, you didn't see anything happening to the robots, and I'm like, dude, he's doing telepathy right now. There's some Jedi around here, they're gonna come in, save the day or whatever, and then one singular X-Wing comes in, and then they were like, oh, what's one X-Wing gonna do? And I was like, Jordan, you already know the only
I had a theory.
The only Jedi that's traveling around in an X-Wing. There's only one out there, bro. And then it was great. But yeah, you wanted to talk about when they stopped and all that. You could go ahead with that.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, they had stopped, and then they all were just like, "Oh, there's something." Friday? What are they shooting at? Something just entered the hangar, and then we saw it when he was fighting. We saw his one bare hand, and then his right hand was black, and it was like a glove, or whatever. And then we immediately knew who it was, but we kind of knew, especially
I kind of knew
the green saber.
Yeah, I kind of knew, like, once the X-Wing came in, I'm like, dude, that's gotta be him. And then once you saw him fighting, I was sure when I saw the green saber, but, like, when you saw him fighting through the computer monitors, I was like...
Yeah, you were like, there's
dude. I told you, I was like, man, as soon as we see that thing in color, it's gonna be green, watch it. And, like, the next frame was him fighting, and it was green. I'm like, oh, okay, alright. There it is.
Dude. That whole...
And you weren't convinced. You were like, dude, what if that's low-key not him? I'm like, dude, look at his glove!
I was convinced. It's not that I didn't want it to be Luke. I thought it would have been great for it to not be Luke and be maybe someone else to give it a little bit more diversity, I guess you could say. But that's just as good. It's just as good if it's Luke. Young Luke, too, which was, by the way, really freaking good. But it was a deep fake, like you said, and it didn't... I pointed out that it didn't look too great, and then I said, just don't look at it. Because if you look at it too much, it's going to ruin it for you. So, but it still looked really good. I thought it was going to be Sebastian Stan, because people photoshopped him.
Right.
And made him look... Or he actually just legitly dressed up as Luke Skywalker, because they were maybe contemplating... I don't know which one was true, which story's true, but whether or not, I saw a picture of Sebastian Stan dressed as Luke Skywalker, and they made him look like a young Luke Skywalker, and it was very believable. I would have taken that over a deep fake any day.
Yeah, that's what
but
we
the
had.
was just as good.
Yeah, the deep fake was all right as long as you didn't look at him too much.
Right.
But here's the thing with the deep fake, and I was telling Jordan about it. I don't think they're gonna make like a long term like series out of.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Either.
It's just gonna be like
If only they
unspoken.
did, but
I don't think they will because like if they're planning on doing that because like I referred to Rogue One, where we saw Tarkin and we saw Leia. For both of those were deep fakes.
Right.
And we only saw them for like a few seconds, and they were good. They I'm not saying that they were bad. They were really good. However, when you got like a long, like more screen time, like take Solo, they recasted it, didn't deep fake at all. They just recasted him, and that was him for the entire series. Oh, it did work. He didn't look too much like Han Solo, but honestly, what are you gonna do? Like
when it comes down to it, yeah, the casting
like,
was okay. It was
the casting was all right, dude. Donald Glover as Lando, amazing.
I'll take that any day.
Amazing. I loved it so much. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. The point is, I don't think that they're gonna make like a whole series off of like Grogu and Luke and all that.
Nah, I don't think they should. In all honesty, like I wish they would, low key, but I don't think they should because we need to focus on more matters, like that ending scene.
Oh yes,
the book of Boba Fett. Oh,
coming
man.
2021
during the live action December 2021.
Yeah, it's gonna be late.
Which is always Disney, which is always Star Wars related. It's always December.
Yeah, it's usually at the end of the year.
Yeah, which is okay. It's like a freaking Christmas gift to all Star Wars. It's great. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I had mentioned this to you during that Disney Plus live event that they had on the internet. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was like Investors Day or something. I really don't remember. They mentioned like 10 shows for Star Wars for the next like 5 years or 2 years or something. They never mentioned this, and I'm glad that they didn't because that would have spoiled that kind of would have spoiled the last like 2 or 3 episodes of Star Wars or Mandalorian, I mean. So I'm glad that they didn't do that because that was really good. That whole scene where he just comes out of nowhere, and we're on Tatooine, and we go to Jabba's palace. I'm like, okay, what's this? Haven't seen that place in a long time. And then we see, what's his face? Jabba's right. Yeah, Jabba's right hand man. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Jabba's dead. And then we see him.
He's extra fat.
He's extra fat, and I didn't know that he spoke Huttonese.
Oh, he did. Well, he was his translator.
That's true. Well,
one of them anyway.
Well, here's the thing. What Hut? Why would he need to speak Huttonese if there's no Huts there? I get it.
Well,
that's
yeah,
right. He was both. I think he was Jabba's translator.
Yeah, and a lot of the people there spoke Hutties.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Still a little bit weird, but he said, "Wow, Boba Fett, I thought you were dead." And now
Boba didn't say a word.
He didn't say a word.
He didn't say a word to him. I thought he was gonna be like, "Yo, y'all left me there for dead," and that he didn't say a freaking word. It
was so good.
He just clocked him out.
Yeah, and then he just threw him off the throne and just sat down.
Yeah.
Oh man, what do you think we'll expect from that?
I have no idea. Is he gonna be the new crime lord?
They said more about it on Instagram. Like the Ahsoka show and the Rangers of the Republic are supposed to be after or during, like right after season 2, but during I guess season 3 of Mandalorian.
Right.
So it's going to be during Mandalorian, and I think they said the Book of Boba Fett might also be maybe after season 3 when it's all done, if they even stop at season 3. I don't know. So that's just what they were saying. Of course, nothing's been confirmed, but that's what people are speculating. There was another point that I wanted to make. Oh yeah. How old do you think? I think I had messaged you all of these questions. I was trying to contemplate like Mando and his age, and if we really, if
Right.
how many years it's
So
going to be between season 2 of Mandalorian and season 3 if they do a time
so the Mandalorian
jump or
takes place
anything.
like 5 years after
Right.
episode 6.
Right.
So that's what I did know what that was. Hold on.
Yeah, it was like something BB or ABY.
ABY.
But Mando was born like maybe episode 1 or maybe episode 3 of the original, not the original, the prequel sequel. So, he was just like a kid. He might have been like 5 or 10. Right now, we don't really know how old he is, but
It's 5
he's got to
years
be.
after. Sorry, it's 5 years after the Emperor's defeat and
Okay.
Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
It is 9 ABY. So Luke
Okay.
is about 29. So early 30s.
Okay, that's what I thought. And I'm glad that I was that close. I said he was like in his 30s.
Yeah.
So he would be like 35 right now. 35.
You talking about
Just
Mando?
about. No, Luke.
No, I think he was 20 during episode 4, around there.
I thought he was,
19 or
15.
20. Well, that
Okay.
would be even younger.
Right.
And
Okay,
episode
yeah.
4 is when the Battle of Yavin took place, and
Right.
as we discussed, last night, that's where ABY, starts after the Battle of Yavin. So,
Right.
if Luke is 20 in, the Battle of Yavin, then in 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, he's going to be 29.
Right. Because you also got to put in context. They say that, or I think it's already confirmed that Anakin spent 30 years as Anakin and 30 years as Darth Vader. So he was like in his 60s when he died in episode 6. So, I guess you could say, I don't know, that might not be true now. Because if Luke was 20, that might not be true now. That just threw my whole thing in the trash can. I don't know. If people want to comment below their knowledge of, this and that, and how old characters are, please do so and help us understand, and other people understand too. It'd be really good. What was your favorite part, real quick, Tristan?
Oh, man. My favorite part was... Jeez, I don't know.
Gotta think
All of
about
it all of it was great. All of it was great.
Can't even think of one either. Actually, now that I think about it,
All of it. I don't have a favorite part, bro. I think all of it was great.
man.
But like I said, I wish
Um,
we saw more of, Boba.
What? Oh no, definitely.
I wish we
Yeah,
saw more of
after
that.
his thing, he literally dipped. And I
He's-
thought when I saw the X-Wing, I thought he was like, "Yeah, man, I got the
he starts
the
getting
New Republic on
PTSD.
my butt." He sees the X-Wing and he sees who's flying it, and he's like, "Oh man,
Not
no!"
there again. Not another Jedi.
He starts hearing the Sarlacc pit in the back of his head. Oh man.
Oh man, he does not want anything to do with lightsabers, bro. Anything with dude, he gets PTSD. Dude, think about it, bro. Like the only time that he got bested was probably by Luke, right? And then the other
Right.
time that he had an experience with Jedi, they cut off his dad's head.
It was Mace Windu.
Yeah. So it's dude, I'm sorry, but if he even hears a freaking lightsaber, like as bad as Boba is, he's gotta be shivering on the inside, like
Dude,
oh no,
he's
not
literally
those.
like Obi-Wan and Maul. Instead of him shouting Kenobi, he's shouting Skywalker. Oh man. Yeah, I don't really know. My favorite part. Someone, let me add this in before we end the episode, because I think we might have covered everything.
Right.
Kind of keep it short and simple. Of course, unless you want to go on, but someone was speculating that R2. Oh, that had to probably be my favorite part when R2 showed up.
Oh yeah.
Like, huh? He didn't tell R2 to stay in the ship.
Dude, you ever notice? You actually, you might be referring to this, so I'm going to stop there. You go ahead.
Okay. Mine just real quick. That R2 might have known Grogu from the Jedi Temple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm all for that. And then other people were like, man, Season 3 better not be like old Luke Skywalker trying to teach these kids at the new Jedi Temple, and then it just burned halfway throughout the new season.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Dude. Oh,
Death
man.
is a natural part of life. Yoda, episode 3.
Failure most of all. That's all what you've learned. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
What I was gonna say was, you ever notice that every time they tell R2 to stay with the ship, he has like a little bit of like anxiety?
That's true.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the last time, Anakin, like the last thing that Anakin told him was stay with the ship. He arrived on Mustafar.
Yeah.
He got out and said, "Stay with the ship, R2." When he tried to follow him, and that's the last time he's ever saw Anakin.
That's true.
Yeah. So
we forgot about that.
Exactly. So
You think
every
they told him?
time we think break it down to him, it's like, hey, yeah.
Hey.
So I don't think there's any need. Just tell him like, oh yeah, Anakin's no more. It's war. It's what it is.
You heard about this new terrorist wearing all black?
Yeah.
He's going through his goth phase at 30.
He really was. He went through a midlife crisis.
Dude, that's a great way of putting it. Holy crap!
This is the worst midlife crisis of all. Just
that ended all midlife crisis.
Yeah, it was literally, it ended like the entire religion of the Jedi, but
Right.
it's just a midlife crisis.
Man,
It's not the Jedi way.
Tis just a barbecue.
Oh no. Everyone's having a barbecue in Star Wars. The Jedi, the Skywalkers.
Dude, the Skywalkers have like an annual every like couple years.
Bro, you're not a Skywalker until you've cut off your hand, bro. That's the real reason why no one says that, Rey's a Skywalker, is because she still has all of her limbs, bro. She's got all her limbs.
Leia?
Man, you know what? Leia gets a pass. She's been through
Why?
enough. She's been through enough.
What do you mean?
She's been through enough.
Well, I think Han is more of a Skywalker than Leia. I mean, he literally got his insides cut off.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I guess so.
Not really, but he got stabbed.
I mean, well, that's gotta burn. Little
Yeah, he got crisped a little bit.
little stomach barbecue.
Yeah. Man,
Medium well.
shoot.
No, but I don't know. Come to think of it, Kylo never got his hand cut off, but he did have a scar.
I think we can safely say that Scar
Was very
made. No, he got stabbed with his own lightsaber. That was
That was dumb. Dude, that's the other thing right now. I think we're doing The Mandalorian, but I just want to say like another thing. People are like sitting there complaining about the lightsaber fights in the sequels. Listen, I don't really like the sequels all too much. Don't get me wrong. But the lightsaber fights actually had something behind them. Was because...
Oh, you're not going to go through that.
No.
I know what you're going to say.
No, the whole like the way that they were fighting just kind of like reflected like how they were with the Force, because it just seemed like for both of them, their lightsabers a lot more heavier than they should have been. You know, and
Right.
I'm not going to defend that throne room scene because there was some things. I mean, it was okay looking at it at first, but then once you actually look into the deep analysis, it's like, dude, she kicked 2 people with 1 kick. That's not you know. I'm not getting into that. I'm talking about the lightsaber duels between Rey and Kylo. It's just you know, it was just more. It's not. They're not the best lightsaber duels. Don't get me wrong. They're not the best, but they're not absolute garbage. Is what I'm trying to say. They had like meaning behind them.
I can agree and disagree with you on that one.
I'm not saying that they're the best because like the prequel ones, those were the best, and even I would even put the originals over them, to be honest. But they weren't absolute garbage.
We didn't see too many lightsaber duels.
What in the new? Yeah, not too much. I'm kind of referring
prequels,
to
like I meant the actual prequels, not the prequel sequels.
Well, you mean you mean that? Trilogy. Oh yeah, which one are you talking about? Because you just said you said prequels, and then you said prequel sequels, whatever that means, and then you said the original trilogy. Which one are you talking about?
They call like episodes 1, 2, and 3 prequel sequels. That's what they call them.
I guess so, but can you just refer to them as prequels?
79. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, the prequels. Yeah, sure.
4, 5, 6 is the original. Are you talking about the originals?
4, 5, and 6. I'm talking about the originals. We didn't see too many.
There was one. No, there was 2 in episode 5. I would say, but one of them was not even like all too much of a duel. That was like.
Where he cut off the Wamaths?
No, that's not a lightsaber duel. What I'm saying is,
what?
No, when he went into the cave and fought that like false Darth Vader thing. I mean, it's not really too much of a duel, but you know, it was still 2 lightsabers clashing. So you know what, I'm going to count it. The one, I don't know. They were all okay for their time. I think the best one was in episode 6 because it just showed so much emotion afterwards. You know. I thought it was great. The one episode 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll agree.
But I
wonder what happened with Sidious's lightsaber. That just popped in my head. Whatever happened to his lightsaber?
I don't know.
You think it got blown up, or do you think he had it somewhere? I mean, I guess when you're
didn't he lose it in the Well, that still wouldn't matter because he was able to search that place. Even if he did lose it, you know. Yeah, because like.
Oh yeah, because he could have just stayed there.
Yeah, because I could see like Yoda losing his, which he did, and you know.
Yeah.
But
I'm wondering. Grievous came back from the dead.
That's what happened.
He snatched him. That's what happened.
Actually, in Legends, there was someone who like revived Grievous and made him to a different type of battle robot. That was in Legends, though. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind reading that.
I kind of want to read it.
So of course, I try to stay away from.
You try to stay from what?
I try to stay away from Legends a little bit.
Yeah, just so you know like what's canon. But honestly, and here's another discussion that we could have about canon and not canon. Canon is just a fancy way of saying official. If you want to read Legends and forget the prequels existed and say that Legends is canon, to you, Legends is canon. You know, it's all based on perspective, really. You know, you can't sit there and let some big corporate thing, because I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's too bad that so and so isn't canon anymore." No, it still exists. Just pretend that it is canon. You know, and there's other fans out there that prefer Legends over. Actually, I think there's a lot of fans out there that prefer Legends over what we have now. That's fine.
Well, I think what they more or less wish is that they would make it.
Oh, of course, and I can't really do anything about that, to be honest. But
no, we can't.
You know,
be honest.
But you know, if you want to say that Luke, I honestly wish we got a different type of Luke, to be honest with you.
Really? Oh yeah, I've heard that Legends Luke is like
overpowered.
Completely different. Yeah, and overpowered.
Yeah, I want to see that.
In a way, he is really really powerful.
I know, but we didn't really see too much of that. It was just like...
Yeah, we didn't see the power that he really harnessed.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything. Did you?
Yeah, pretty much. We covered basically everything.
Well, guys, that's been season 2 of our seasonal-based podcast. Thank you for joining us every step of the way.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I don't think we're going to have a bonus episode for this one. So, you know, this is going to be the last one. Plus, that bonus episode would fall over Christmas, and I'm not about to do all that. But I do want to try, Jordan, is to get something out by Christmas. I'm not saying it's official. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But I do want to get something out on Christmas. But
Okay.
And honestly, as much as I would love people to watch this, don't watch this on Christmas. Watch this in 26. All right? Spend some time with your family. You know, that's the only time. That's the only time you're gonna hear me say, "Don't watch this." We'll try to put something out at Christmas, but don't watch it until the 26th. All right. But yeah, that's been the ChaoticCorp podcast. All the links will be in the description below, and have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.